Hey everyone out there, hope you're doing well and welcome back to the channel. I really appreciate all your support. It's been great doing this over the last, I think I've been about channel now for about 6 months. Just got off the water. It is around 9:38 a.m. Got on the water around 6:30 or so with a specific plan to target some speckled trout, and everything fell into place, which is awesome. I think you'll like it. Also, you probably just saw the drone footage. A lot of my colleagues and some of my viewers here have been telling me to go ahead and get the drone involved, so I finally went out and did it. So yeah, I hope you'll really enjoy this one. You know, only fished for a couple hours, had to get back in, go to work here in a little bit, but it's action-packed. Got plenty of tutorials too. I know some of you have been asking, and I'm going back and paying the favor there and going to do it. You've been asking me to go ahead and, you know, explain a little bit more instead of just throwing cast and catching, and so I did that in this video, and I think you'll really like it. So please don't forget to hit a like and even subscribe or even share it. Spread the word to your family, your friends. I'll have more coming here throughout the rest of the spring and summer. Stay tuned. All right, just getting out. Sun's about to come up. It's around 20 after 6. Just working the banks here. First cast of the day. Finally starting to see some finger mullet. Not in big droves of them, but definitely some finger mullet moving along top. Don't see anything crashing yet. I'm in pretty shallow water, but we'll see what the bite turns into today. There's a fish. That, as you can see, is definitely a trout. All right, not the biggest, but he smashed it. Not too bad, actually, not too bad. Wow, good looking fish. Oh, I must have hit an oyster bed too on that cast, but he just broke me off. That's all right, quick release. Yeah, a little bit of fray there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a tiny little bit of fray, I think, down there was too. I just tied that on this morning, so but that's a good sign. All right, skunk's out of the boat. Got one trout in. All right, so just set that rod down and move back over to this. This is my baby right here, G Loomis walleye rod. Okay, 6.6 setup. A little bit pricey, but you feel everything. You could probably feel the current on this thing, but I just threw on the Voodoo. As you can see, I got some Pro Cure on it. This is a 3.5 inch Voodoo. Okay, by Egret Baits, I believe. See if we can get back in there on that trout. He was holding tight there. I've had 3 or 4 bites this morning. They're all tight to that grass line. I know it's not very deep, but we'll just see. I know the tide's coming in, so they may be pushing closer. They're trying to catch that bait coming around the corner here. It's not real thick with bait fish, but I do see some finger mullet every now and again. Small schools, you know, anywhere from, you know, 5 to 10 mullet, probably tops. All right, folks, I just broke off twice. A little frustrating. Definitely 2 trout, I believe. It is very shelly under here. It may not look it, but I may have gotten frayed on the cast before or so. Wow, that was a smash. That was a strike as soon as I threw it. All right, let's see if they're turning on here. But anyhow, every time I stop it, I hope it's not lizard fish. I have had lizard fish hit a couple times and then catch them and break off. They've got some teeth if you've never seen one of those. But I don't think that's the case here. I put the Voodoo back on. Did hit him with the paddle tail earlier. There's a fish. Oh. All right. All right. Every time I seem to go to mess with the trolling motor, I get a hit. There he is. That could be a decent little trout here. Let's back off a little bit. Yeah, nice trout. Beautiful. All right. Right on the voodoo. Feisty. There's your bait, there's your fish. All right. About a 14-inch, 14 and a half probably. See you, bud. All right. Where's your buddy at now? Where's your big buddy? So he hit it, missed it. I let it drop. I bumped it one more time and he came back and smashed it. This is odd. I mean, we're getting the trout bite here, but there's another one. Something small, I believe. I couldn't even get pinfish. No, no. Trout. Okay. All right, all right, all right. I mean, he was hungry, if you can't tell. Wait till you see this. That thing is completely down his throat. We'll get him off here and set him go. If you need fluorocarbon, folks, that's what you're looking for. Oh, no. Come on, bud. I got you. All right. All right. There he goes. A little bit of blood there. I just got him under the tongue though. It's not too bad. Wasn't in the gills or down his throat. So he'll be fine. All right, let's throw inside now. By inside, I mean on the inside of this point. They'll start wrapping around here in a second and come on the inside of it as that tide pushes up. There he is. All right. Yeah, they'll come around that front once that tide starts to push in and wait for those bait fish to come. It's a smaller guy here, obviously. Come here, brother. And croaking. It's a male. Make that croaking noise. See you, bud. All right, just released that fish. We're gonna throw back in. It was two fish on 2 consecutive casts. See if we can make it the treble here. A little short from where I wanted to throw it, but might be out on a little flat here. Oh, okay, okay. That was just on the retrieve. So we're on to something here. See if we can't pluck a few from this spot here before we move on. Gotta hit them while they're hot. You might think it's gonna be a great day and then pick up and move and think you're gonna catch them everywhere, but you won't catch a fish. I've had days where you won't catch a fish the rest of the day. And then go back to your spot an hour later, 2 hours later, and it's completely gone. The bite is off. So you gotta get them while they're hot. Let's throw close to the point. Oh, that wind. Now it's very, very muddy. I bet if I threw the popping cork, just to draw some attention and some noise, might even get on them. I might even do that just to show you here what I'm talking about. This water, if you can see, is chocolate milk. I'll bring it in. So look, there's the voodoo. When it goes down about 4 inches, it's gone. That's only, look at my, you can see where my knot is there. Okay, I've got about 1.5 feet there. When it goes down about 5 inches, 6 inches, it's gone. So it's kind of tough for the fish to see, but you get something that makes noise and rattles, okay? Then it attracts them to that spot and they can find it. But we'll throw this 1 or 2 more times here. Then I'll bring out that popping cork and just see if I can prove that theory correct. All right, I'm gonna switch over to the popping cork now and just see what we can get there. I think it's very muddy, so we'll give it a shot. I love fishing the artificials like this, but once in a while I'll fish the other artificial on the cork. See if I can draw them up. All right, let's get this baby juiced up here. All right, check the drag. Drag's good. Now let's see what this can do here. Got about 2.5 foot of leader fluorocarbon. I'm just going to pop, since it's dirty, and see if we can get them to come towards it here. Try and make a little bit of noise, a little bit of clacking noise there. I'm hoping that draws them and we get that stronger bite here. There's one. That did work. All right, let's go. First cast on this. This is something tiny. Wow. It's a trout, but this is about an 8-inch trout. Man. All right, now I'm gonna throw in front there. Again, covering as much ground as possible. They're not stacked up, so you gotta, they're kind of spread, but not too far apart, but they're spread in this area. Just gotta get the right presentation in front of them, see if they'll smack. There he is. I think it's another trout. Guys, where's your big brothers? Not really looking for numbers today, you know, quantity. I'm looking for spots. See where the fish are migrating to, what they're doing, what their patterns are. There's one. Old trout. So as the tides come up, which is usually opposite for me, the tides come in now and the fish seem to be a little bit smaller. When we first got here, the fish were a little bigger. I need your brother, buddy. Need your brother. Nope, wasn't paying attention, sorry. Checking the GoPro screen for you, make sure it's clear, and we've got one on. Oh, he just come loose. Another trout. That was a little bit nicer actually. I'm gonna throw back in there. I hear you, Mr. Dolphin. I hear you. So there's this trout. All right, we're getting into the smaller ones here, so we're gonna move on here. I don't want to bore you with these, but we're gonna move on to another spot, see if we can get some size to them. But it was fun anyhow, getting tight on the line. We are going to move and see what we can come up with.